going on, everybody out there in Chiefs Nation? It's your boy DR2 from the Pacific Northwest with this week's submission for our Barryskoolaidnation Uncensored Radio Chiefs podcast. What's going on, Mr. BP? Hope everything's good in your world, brother, man. Hope you had a good time at the game today. So before we get into everything, man, I just want to take a second and address some things that I've been seeing as far as how fans treat each other, in relation to kind of what's going on with this losing season. Look, we all have our opinions, man. We all have our feelings, for the first time, this week, I let my feelings get the best of me, and I got a little upset by some of the stuff I'm seeing. Look, it really doesn't have to be any bigger than this, people. We all have thoughts on what should be happening and feelings on what other people are doing in relation to what's happening. I believe that we are all mature adults and should just be able to agree to disagree, man, and go on from there. Do I agree with some of the stuff that you've been saying lately, Barry? Absolutely not. There's no question about it. I vehemently disagree with a lot of it. Are you less of a friend of mine because of that? Hell no, bro. You know what I mean? I'd take you out and buy you a fucking steak dinner. I don't understand why it has to be all this warring amongst fans. You know what I mean? I think Mitt Romney's an asshole. I really do. A lot of my friends like Mitt Romney. You're gonna probably vote for him, Does that mean I have to, attack them and be less of a friend to them because that's what they think? Absolutely not. And things are getting really out of hand, man. They really are. And you already know how I feel, Barry, man. I appreciate what you do, man. There's no question about it. You have a fan here for life. I love the podcast, but, I respectfully disagree with some of the stuff you say, and I just wish I could see, the way you and I handle things, when we disagree is the way we'd see some of these other people, handle things, because, shit's kind of crazy right now. So, that's kind of all I'm going to say about that, We're grown, let's try to act grown, and remember that, what's really important is our similarities, not our differences when it comes to this team, the Kansas City Chiefs is the common, bond that we all have. I live here in the Pacific Northwest, man. I would have never met you if we didn't love this team, and so let's try to focus on that. That being said, let's get to what happened today. Hope everybody enjoyed the bye week. I did. It was kind of nice not to have to go through the pain of losing to a team that I think is beatable. It was kind of peaceful last week. And 2 weeks ago I came on here saying how I thought, Oakland's going to beat us again. And I was hopeful that that wasn't going to happen. But that's what happened. We have now been beaten in our own house by the Oakland Raiders, a team that I despise only to the New York Yankees, for the 6th straight year. It is absolutely, positively, 150,000% fucking unacceptable. I don't know how else to say it. And what are the solutions? We get on here and we talk about these solutions week after week after week after week. Okay, I don't really know what else to say. Besides the fact that we are definitely a snake-bitten franchise, that's been clearly obvious, and we set new lows every week. I can't believe that we haven't led at any point this season, and it is almost November. That's a new record. How far can we sink here? I just can't believe it, And I was calling for Castle's head. I'm not going to front. I wanted him out of there, and he's out of there. And then we get Brady in, and he, does some good things versus Tampa, but not enough to win. And we all know that Brady Quinn is not the solution. He's a Band-Aid on a bigger situation right now. He is not going to be our quarterback of the future. We all know this, people. Let's be realistic here for a second, okay? And then he goes out today, and back comes Matt. You couldn't make this shit up. It's like a fucking football soap opera, man. And I just thought to myself for a second, what would this team look like without Ryan Suckup? Oh my God. We would be negative in points. It's unbelievable. You know, and the same issues aren't being addressed, man. Our offensive line is a disaster. Oh my God. We get beasted by the same front four, the Raiders, and the teams like the Ravens. These bigger, stronger players come in here and they push us around, man. You know, and we address some of those things in free agency, and it doesn't look like it has made a difference. You know, and let's talk about Javier Arenas a little bit. Major gaffe today. I mean, I'm no big Arenas fan, you know. I know you like him, Barry. I'm not in love with this guy, you know. I'm not ever really in love with these smaller players that the Chiefs like to draft. I know Dex is having an okay year. You know, I'm not big on these guys. You know, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, there's only a few Darren Sproles type, Wes Welker type players in the league excelling for a reason, because this is a bigger, faster, stronger man's league, you know, and he hasn't done much to this point. I mean, let's call it what it is, okay? He hasn't done much, and I'm just not thrilled about it, man. You know, Stanford route, getting on, talking about the season's not over. Dude, you're bugging, bro. You know? I mean, first of all, you're a Raider cast-off. Why you're on our team is beyond me. I mean, that's the Brandon Carr cover-up. You know what I mean? Now, would I have given Brandon Carr that money? I don't know, man. I mean, the guy wanted to be a Cowboy. Any real Chief fan knows that was his lifelong dream, so we had to let him go. Could we have, you know, fixed that area? Could we have addressed that area with a different player? I mean, Stanford route's terrible, man. He's awful, you know, and we can't afford to make these kind of mistakes versus a team like the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are not as bad as people think, man. They have the best special teams in the league. Sebastian Janikowski could kick a field goal from where I live and make that shit. You know, and we cannot make these kind of mistakes, have these kind of penalties that put a team like them in a position to score points. I'm here to tell you, folks, the Raiders suck. They're a lot better than us. By a lot. Okay? And so, here we are. Another week, another L. You know what I mean? The win we have, you know, we barely got. And we haven't led, we haven't dominated in any part of football all season long. The last time we put on a good showing in any capacity, people, was in preseason versus the Arizona Cardinals. It was 100 degrees here in Ashland when that happened. You know, I mean, this is a level of frustration that I can't remember being met at any other point in my entire life by something that was supposed to be fun. I love this team, and I will not stop rooting for them, but my God, this is getting out of control. You know, and we have these people that are banding together, you know, to save our Chiefs people and Chiefs planning, you know, and a lot of our fellow fans hate these people. You know, because they think that they're trying to divide the fan base. And sure, that's their opinion, man, and how they choose to go about, you know, voicing their opinion. That's on them, man. I already touched on that in the beginning, how I feel about that. You know, I think they're trying to go at the front office and let them know that, you know, the owner of this team and the GM of this team and the head coach of this team, something has to happen, man. You know, it has been a monumental disaster. You know, we have been fooled for years now. We've been bamboozled, man. This is not getting any better, you know, and people want to fly banners, people want to black out Arrowhead. Look, that is their right to do so. You know, whether I believe in it or agree with it or not, as fans, they have the right to feel that way. And if you don't feel that way and you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, that's your right too, man. But I've watched some of us who 2 months ago, were saying how no fans should be attacking each other, are now attacking each other. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to flip-flop on where I'm at. Pioli's got to go. I'm not a Castle supporter. Romeo Coronel is no better than a defensive coordinator, and Brian Dable couldn't coach my son's team. My son's flag football team would not want Brian Dable. We are predictable, we are vanilla, and he is god-awful. Jimmy Ray is sounding better than Brian Dable right now, people, okay? And am I pissed off? Fuck yes, I'm pissed off. A lot of us are pissed off. The fans deserve better. We are the most loyal fans in the world of sports. In any sport. We are so loyal, and we are done putting up with this shit, you know? And so some people are like, well, look, you can go or you cannot go. Like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I'm not supporting the Kansas City Chiefs at all financially until household changes are made, man. You know, I'm not going to the stadium. I don't live there. I'm not trying to fly out there. There's no fucking way, man. No way. No way, man. All of a sudden, it's just like, I mean, antidepressants are like sounding like a reasonable fucking solution to this issue, man. It's like, I can't imagine being in like a nursing home, being a lifelong Chiefs fan in like a nursing home in Kansas City, just wanting to die with some kind of peace behind this team. It's just unthinkable how bad things have gotten, you know? And fans want to see change, man. They want to see change. You know, our defense is so Jekyll and Hyde. You know what really gets me about this team is that there are bad teams, right? There are awful teams because they're just terrible, man. But our team has talent. You know, you saw it today, man. DJ's all over the field. Brandon Flowers is a good player. You already know how about Jamal Charles, man. The guy is a monster. I mean, we have good players on our team. You know, Peyton Hillis is a good player. I want Dwayne off the team, but Bo's a good player, man. He's just a me player. That's my beef with him. And my thing is that if we're not winning now, we're pretty sure he's going to go at the end of the year. Why are we not trading to make our team better? Rather than let him walk and leave and get nothing. You know, what are we going to do? Refranchise him again? Come on, people. He's not the answer. We got no one that could get him the ball. I think with a decent quarterback, Jonathan Baldwin will be okay. Steve Breston's like a ghost. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are like the fucking great pumpkin, man. It's nuts to think that we are loaded up and down this team with talent, yet week after week after week, we put our players in positions to not showcase what they can really do. You know, and I think it all falls on the coaching, man. And I think it falls on Pioli. I mean, there's always got to be an axe, man. This guy's making money that we're never, ever going to see. I mean, look, some responsibility has got to be taken here, you know. And he's come on the radio the last couple weeks, and he's had some pretty nice interviews. I appreciate him doing that and not hiding. Not, you know, like our owner, but he's come out. But you know what? It's like Pioli the politician, man. You know? I mean, you're going to tell us what we want to hear, obviously. And sure, he's taking accountability for some of it. But at some point, man, you got to clean house here, man. The axe has got to fall. I mean, this is ridiculous. Enough already. You know, and we're on a short week. You know, and we're on the road. We don't travel well. We're going to San Diego, man. And we're going to get our fucking doors blown off. Are you kidding me? I can't remember the last time I saw a team in such disarray. You know? And so, you know, again, it just seems like I'm saying the same thing, and I'm going to say the same things, you know, every time I come on here, because there's people that need to hear it. People are starting to come around, you know, and I'm not giving any special shout-outs this week, man. I love all Chief fans. Whether I agree with you or not is not the issue, man. If you bleed red and you love this team, whether you agree with me or not, whatever, man. There's people who have blocked me, unfriended me, whatever, man. I still love you. I got love for you because I love this team, and if you're down for them, I'm down for you. Let's agree to disagree respectfully and move on, okay? Let's go to the red and gold, excuse me, you know, and I don't know, you know. I hope it's not too bad Thursday. You know, I will tell you this, I'm grateful that I got these guys in my life, you know. Jacob B, we're coming for you, you know. My Duck team is coming for you, and this is how we do, you know, and I know you're loving that too, Barry. So, you know, that's all I got this week, you know. As usual, real talk for real understanding from the Black Italian from the Pacific Northwest. Thanks again for always allowing me to come on here and say what I need to say, Barry. And I hope everybody has a good week. Chiefs will, now and forever. Peace.